That was an alright workout, you know, and everything. Just because I'm going to somewhere else on Saturday, so I won't be able to do that workout. So I decided if I just do it today, it'll just be, you know, it'll be fine. And a bit more rest, you know, it might do my shoulders some good. But anyway, on to recent topic of, I think my last video was about sort of like touching upon the thing that I'm going to talk about today, and that is just like the whole social media thing. And I feel like I'm not really gonna be giving a shit about any sponsorships anytime soon. So yeah, fuck it. My whole opinion on the gym clothing and all this. So, Gymshark is a UK founded, you know, gym brand. And I'll safely say this, they're not the greatest anymore, to be honest. And it comes from my own experience. And I will tell you why from a customer's point of view, not they didn't invite me to a bunch of stuff, which would have cost them a load of money. Which is why a load of people that leave Gymshark tend to say, oh, they only give me 3% commission. They only invite me to certain things. Probably because it costs money and all that, you know. But I'm talking about the brand itself, not the, you know, people who try and make money off things. Because I know the whole reason why they moved to Young LA is because they give them more money. And I'll get onto Young LA in a bit. So, talking from my own point of view as a customer of Gymshark, I used to have a shirt. It's quite a popular shirt. And the thing that happened with this is I used to sweat a lot in this. I used to sweat a lot in the t-shirt. I had it for probably less than a year. It's one of these, you know, if I can put it up on screen and stuff. And here's the, you know, what damage has been done to it. You're probably wondering, did you rip it? You know, no. It literally was in the wash. I'm not that big. I've literally got it at large, so and it's meant to be like muscle fit, so it's not supposed to rip technically. But when I put this thing on, I just found a massive hole, which when I put it in for the wash, I remember there was no hole there, which means the material they used was basically rubbish. And you can tell the quality of Gymshark has really gone downhill because as you've probably seen in my video, I've owned quite a lot of Gymshark stuff. And, you know, I used to be a bit of a big fan of Gymshark. I liked, you know, my stuff that I got from Gymshark and all that. But in recent times, I've kind of like found with the newer stuff, like I got two sweatshirts that were like Essential Crew necks or something. I literally got them in the mail and they were the shittest quality I could ever have. They were all wrinkled, you know, and all this. I just like sent them back because I was so pissed off. I was like, well, these are barely even sweaters. They had basically literally nanometers of fabric, you know, there literally was nothing there. It was like the same strength as the shirt that I just showed you. And it felt like it could rip at any point, which is what you don't want from a sweatshirt. But as you can see, some Gymshark stuff has lasted me, like my green hoodie, which I'll just be a minute. I don't know if I have it on me. Oh yeah, I have it. This was the first workout, you know, hoodie that I got from my mum. And I can tell you this, there's been no wear or tear on it. Literally no wear at all. And it's lasted me 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And Gymshark seem to, you know, can't be able to replicate it because I will show you another hoodie that I own that has a hole in it. So this is one of Gymshark's more recent designs and everything. And I can tell you this, there's a hole there, just from the wash. and everything. I've never used my SBD belt on this at all. And then there's like multiple scratches all over. Which meaning this one that I got literally 2 years ago compared to this one that I got probably 11 months ago is a lot better quality. Like that one's lasted me so long. And to be honest, Gymshark used to be this, thing that you'd want to be sponsored by, and now it's like, Temu or something. Temu fucking quality. Because I swear I can get the exact same stuff from Temu or fucking Boohoo Man, and it'd be the exact same quality. Like I own some like wide leg Boohoo Man, joggers. They're basically the exact same quality and feel the exact same. The fabric feels the exact same, and it's just like, what am I even paying? This thing, I'm so glad was on offer, because this would have been £75. £75 for it to just rip and stuff. Granted, I still fucking use it because I spent like 40 quid on it because I had a discount as well. And then the original one that I've had 2 years, that cost me, my mum, like 35 quid. It's a bunch of rubbish. Which I'll definitely say I don't want to be sponsored by Gymshark. I don't really care about being sponsored by Gymshark, because all these creators that go sucking Gymshark's dick or something because, oh my god, it's such a good brand. It isn't. Yes, Sebum may own it, but very few items that I own from Gymshark have actually, lasted. I don't know if I have the shorts here. Like there's some like lifting shorts. I have my Under Armour ones on because Under Armour actually has lasted me for so fucking long. Even though their graphics do fade off when you sweat a lot, but yet again, the fabric itself hasn't ripped at all, But anyway, onto Gymshark as well. So like, I have these shorts as well. They have like holes in them, and I haven't used anything with them. Like, there's not been nothing to physically rip them. That's the thing. Why I don't understand why all these brands are going so low quality but boosting up the fucking price. Oh, one profit margins. So what? Gymshark was built on the customer. Gymshark was built on the, creator and the customer. But now it's just like a bunch of money-hungry cash grabs that sell cheap shit for like the highest price. And I'm like, I'd rather pay something a bit more for a better quality. Like, I don't know what one of my friends got, but he got this like gym brand. I think it's Japanese or something. They've recently located to the UK and everything, so like EU stuff, and their quality's fucking amazing. And I'd rather pay their prices, which I believe a hoodie costs like 50 to 60. And that, bearing in mind, that one, the grey Gymshark one, would have cost me 75. And that stuff that he had felt way more comfortable. And honestly, looked better. And in all fairness, literally wouldn't rip. That's the thing. Now, on to Young LA. Young LA, there's more to it. So I have Young LA stuff, like, I'll show you. I have this one, the one that I got inspired by Professional Wheat Guy to wear, because I watched him at the time. And that one's lasted me. But there's been like a crew one, it's like a crew neck or something, where it's got the exact same thing, like Young LA, it's black and it's got a Mel thing at the back. Now, with Young LA, with that metal bit came out of the wash. Like, it ripped through a bit of the back bit. Now, granted, I don't really care. I paid like 50 quid for it, and I still keep it, even though it looks like I've been attacked by a bear. And yeah, even that's like washed and everything. And some of the, tank tops I wear, so like there's a white one, there's a black one that I wear. Yeah, they're ripped. They're ripped at here, but I think that's just because I've grown so much since getting them. So like, yeah, I suppose I'll take it as a compliment. And that's where I say Gymshark's tanks are actually better than Young LA's because they're a lot more comfortable and they stretch a lot more. But anyway, Young LA. The main problem I have with Young LA is also to do with my last video, Logan. Logan, who was the strongest 17-year-old in the world that blasted gear and claimed natty. So like, Young LA have a very, very good track record of bringing on druggies. And I will say that with full confidence. They bring on druggies. That's all they do. Now, my whole opinion of Young LA is that their stuff, although looks nice, and it's just not my kind of thing. Because all the influencers, pretty much all of them, are on steroids. And very, very young. And now, I will say this about Young LA. If you're going to sponsor somebody, you would want them to be, a representative. Which Logan isn't really that good of a representative because he lied about plates, apparently. And he's in hospital for dirty needles, which is all of his steroids, which, yeah, good work. So, in my personal opinion, coming from me, I don't think Young LA is a good, fitness brand because it's basically a druggie brand for all the druggies. Because I don't think there's a singular person that is sponsored by Young LA that's actually an alright person other than a couple, Because here's my criticism of the Trend Twins. Yeah, they may be entertaining, but they do have their own downsides. And I think sometimes they're being that way just to get views and stuff, which I do get. But in the terms of that, you're just trying to like influence people of taking steroids, which isn't the most healthy thing ever. Which I've even said you're a bit of an idiot if you're like around my age or like, I'd say if you're 25 and below, you shouldn't even be thinking about it. Because you're still developing. And when it comes to things like that, I don't really like people like that. And the only reason I like Sam Sulek is because he doesn't shove it in your face. Sam Sulek doesn't have, it's not Trend Sam or Sam Tren. It is Sam being very, very, he likes bodybuilding and everything. Yes, he's like, 23 and blasting as hard as he can. But at least he does not promote it. He does not promote it, but he does sort of indirectly promote it because he's so young. And you see, the thing is, with all these kids trying to, I want that Young LA sponsorship because they're absolute neeks and they think, oh yeah, I need to be, 200 pounds up my weight limit and everything like that. And it's like, bruh, give it time. Because all these kids think they're going to be the next Sebum. You're not Sebum. I will tell you this. If anyone's watching this, the likely chance of you being anywhere near Sebum or Larry Wheels or Sam, very minimal. And if you're willing to take that risk, take that risk, sure. Go ahead. You will regret it down the line. And all these people thinking it's cool to take steroids and all this shit nowadays. I remember back in, 2022, when I started, it wasn't like that. It was more natural aesthetics sort of era. And yeah, it just like swiftly moved when the Trend Twins were introduced. So they're a pivotal point. And then all these kids blasting steroids because they think, oh, I'm going to get a sponsorship by Young LA because I know Gymshark won't even want them. And that's a good thing about Gymshark. They won't want gear. Like, people who outwardly go, here, take gear. They don't do that, which I respect about Gymshark, but yet again, their quality is shit. But with Young LA, their morals are very, very flexible, shall we say. And yeah, that's what I don't like about Young LA. And yeah, I may like Lex Little, but he's basically the only person I think is at least morally okay. Because I think all of Young LA's athletes are just a bunch of druggies. Like Alex Eubank, druggie, in my opinion. And Trent Twins, they're definitely druggies because they're addicted to steroids. They won't come off, which I'm very much sure they haven't. And yeah, all this stuff, all of them are druggies, is all I can say. And Young LA sponsors this stuff. Oh, I'm a 17-year-old, I injected into my ass. And, you know, and even the guys that fake their age and stuff, they get these sponsorships because they're going viral, so and so forth. And it's just like, bruh. I don't know why people think the quickest route is the best route. And I'll be honest, I've enjoyed the 2-year journey that I've had. I mean, look at me versus, you know, now. I've enjoyed this journey. Like, I got strength very, very fast. I managed to squat 200 kilo within a year. Like, probably less. I think it was my 10th month into training. I squatted 200, which is 441 pounds. And then, granted, it was shit form, but I can tell you this, that's at least decent of me. And, you know, I enjoyed that journey. I've enjoyed the journey of even the plateaus, like my deadlift. My deadlift used to be like 220, which is 220 kilos, and never moved. Literally all I did. And then when I try and hit 230, it just didn't go up. But then my friend managed to help me and stuff with technique and everything, and I've gone up since then, which is the enjoyment that I get out of this. And that's why I love the gym. Because, yeah, sometimes I may not want to do it. So, like leg day. Most of the time I hate leg day. I feel like I want to throw up all the time because I train intensely on leg day. And, yeah, it is my own choice, but I prefer that kind of method. But, yeah, I just fucking hate it sometimes. But, you know, I know within myself I'll hate myself even more if I don't do it. If I skip it, I'll just be in a depressive state. Hence why, you know. But when it comes to stuff like this and everything, people taking the quick route and, oh, the Young LA sponsorship. I honestly don't see it because Young LA, their morals are skewed. They even have a guy who beat up his cat or something. And then they have John Jones, which I'm not a particular fan of. And before all those John Jones fans start sucking him off, he beat his wife, he beat up a pregnant lady, he ran over people. You know, I don't like John Jones personally. I can respect, him being a duck of Tom Aspinall. Way, lad, let's go. But Young LA do have very skewed morals, and I would never want to be, associated with them. And when it comes to other gym brands, I will look into them because these are the two big ones, so like Young LA and Gymshark. I don't know anything really about Breathe Divinity or whatever the fuck it's called. Vanquished, I don't know what the fuck they do. You know, I'm not much of a, person to, think, oh, I know all these people, and it's just from my own personal experience and what I've managed to see. And I think most of you who are probably likely around my age, just do it for the journey. Because if you just want the quick route, you don't love the sport. Because if you won the IFBB Pro card at 19, go ahead, but you won't get far. Sebum was lucky. Sebum has genetics. I mean, look at Larry Wheels. He's only just got his pro card. And Larry Wheels has genetics. He only just got his pro card. I mean, could have he, built up his physique from the day he took steroids? Probably. But it took him several attempts to do it, to get his pro card. That's not even getting close to even stepping on the Olympia stage, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of, things. Because I believe Ronnie Coleman started his whole, steroids when he was 25, around that age. And even then, it's a bit like, you're young. But yet again, Ronnie Coleman is considered the best bodybuilder out there ever, because of the amount of size and, what he managed to achieve. And that's coming from the best bodybuilder. So he trained naturally till he was 25, and then hopped on. Try and do that. If you honestly love the sport, you'll train naturally and literally perform naturally. And then when you're later, you could probably go on steroids if you want. That's my whole thing. If I'm so good at bodybuilding that I can compete naturally, then I should be able to do good when I'm on stuff. Most of these kids take steroids just so they look good. What difference is it to a BBL? You're just a bit fucking weird, mate. Because I believe all this, looks maxing. You gotta take steroids, you gotta break your jaw, all this shit. It's a bunch of rubbish. All this rubbish on looks maxing. Because actual looks maxing, so making you look better, is dressing better, get a better haircut, improve your physique, which, I'll say this, you can do it naturally. It just takes fucking time, which some of you are too degenerate to even think, oh yeah, I'll just take steroids and, be like Turgi. Turgi is just a melt, in my opinion. And I wouldn't consider him a fucking fitness influencer. I consider him a dumbass influencer, because he's just a fucking retard at the end of the day. And that's coming from me. Jesus Christ. I've made some bad decisions, but fucking hell, that is the worst decisions you could ever make. But overall, take this from me, a person who's been training 2.5 years now. Just do it naturally. Just do it naturally for so long, until you're 25. And then you can probably take stuff. Because you need to be able to do it naturally, in my opinion, to do anything on steroids. I believe his name is Nonsa. It's something around there. I don't know if I pronounced his name wrong, and, he's probably got made fun of it for being a Team GB, and also nonce means something in this country, which isn't the greatest thing to even be called. But nonce something, he has an African name, I don't know. But this guy's 1 year older than me. He's a 120 kilo powerlifter. This dude managed to lift 400 kilo naturally. That just shows you what you can achieve naturally. And that's why I like powerlifting, because it's all these drug tests and everything prove stuff and show this is naturally attainable, And Nonso, I can't say his name properly probably, but he doesn't have a bad physique. I'll try and find a picture of him. Bro looks huge, And if he cut down, he'd probably look great, He'd probably look fucking great. He's 6'1", 6'2", I believe, around that. And yeah, bro's massive and strong. Who doesn't want to look like that? Who doesn't want to be strong and, somewhat big? So, my opinion, do it naturally. Stop being a fucking neek and wanting the little attention that your mother and father never gave you, because we all understand. Attention is, currency nowadays. And in my opinion, the attention and all this will only fade away, because you'll want more attention. You'll want more attention until you're never satisfied. So, just a point from me, and I hope you consider my words. And I'll probably put this in the start of the video, because fuck it. and everything. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please consider my opinion, and please consider before you take any substances, especially Ozempic for all those fat people, because it does link to organ damage and stuff like that. It also messes with your hormones. Anything that messes with your hormones can be dangerous and stuff like that. But anyway, please think about it, and I will see you, when we work out. It's time for an upper body day. So enjoy.
He's finally got shorts on. Oh yeah. Okay. That's going in the gallery.
So now on to the rest of the workout. So I hope you enjoyed the bit of frustration I had with the gym industry, or gym clothing industry, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Now on to some cable flies. Yet again, if you haven't watched my channel, I currently have a shoulder injury, so like it's in my rotator cuff. I'm still waiting on to get some more information and see what the fuck's wrong with me, because the UK system sucks. And at least it's free, but sometimes it really does suck. But anyway, cable flies, joined by a buddy of mine. Why not? Because most of my gym sessions are solo, so I decided, screw it, I will go with my friends now and again. So, which social interaction is very good for you, especially if you barely interact with anyone for the entire day. So it's at least somewhat good for me. But yeah, cable flies just as usual. Felt a bit strong on these, weirdly, but yeah, they felt pretty good. Got a good chest pump and everything. Still feel it even a day later, still feel the effects. So, and hopefully soon I'll be able to press more often, which is hopefully in the future, because it is really getting annoying with not being able to press. But yet again, it's to be expected. I do MMA and gym, so I think it was going to come eventually. But I'm a betting man, because why not? But overall, pressing will come back soon, so, and hopefully I'll be able to become stronger than last time. But anyway, on to some cable raisers. I just do these for my shoulders. This is all I do for shoulders, and if you've ever seen my physique, I'd say my shoulders are pretty dominant on my physique, especially even from like back poses. You can see like what those things, the shoulder pads, those American football players wear and stuff. It looks like a meaty version of that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my shoulders, but yet again, everything needs a bit of an upgrade. So yeah, in order to do that, you shall, find ways and means on doing that. So this is just to stimulate my shoulders, because if they can get bigger, they get bigger. I mean, I suppose if I have, deltoids the size of fucking boulders, I have that freak factor for when I go into bodybuilding or something, But yet again, still want like the rest of my arms to, follow through, because I'd say my triceps and biceps aren't really where I want them to be, as well as like my chest and my back and the rest of my body. So, but I just like to heavily criticize myself so I can, improve it, but I don't do it to an unhealthy standard, which I promote to you. Don't do it in an unhealthy standard, just do it as like a criticism. And if you can't get any more muscle, like if you physically can't, hence, if you don't have a program, stuff like that. If you've tried all the program, diet, stuff like that, then you just gotta accept, defeat. But
yet again, it's not defeat if you don't give up. I was trying to think of the word there, but if you don't give up, it'll be a lot better. Trust me, because giving up's just not even trying. So take it from me. But anyway, on to what I was saying that I need to improve on: triceps. Yet again, triceps, they're just like, with triceps for me, I find them very difficult to stimulate. That's just like a personal thing of mine. Like, I think it's just, my mind muscle connection's not that great with them, and also I didn't train them, consistently. I'd say, for like how many years? Really, probably like 1 year of lifting, and I didn't like take them really seriously. So I used to skip them and everything, which you're probably thinking, what sort of weirdo are you? And my answer would be is a fucking idiot. That's what I was. So, but anyway, I've managed to, upgrade my triceps, and as you can see, they're coming on. They're not as small as they used to be, and I'm pretty happy with them. But yet again, they can always be bigger. But yet again, with my insertions, they're not much of a horseshoe. They're like a slab of meat almost, just like I don't know what shape that would be, It's just like a very full tricep overall, which can be good. I'm not too, like, into bodybuilding to the point where I know what sort of insertions you need. So, I just take it as it's a good thing, because at least my triceps look a lot bigger than they used to be. So, just improving upon myself, and yeah, I do like tricep extensions and push downs. If you haven't seen my previous videos, just to tricep extension, just to get the tricep basically pre-fatigued, and then go into push down so I can push it a bit further. So that's just how I like to, work out my triceps. But anyway, on to the back. Probably one of my better, body parts. I mean, I know a body part that's very much lacking, but unfortunately you can't grow that one. So just unfortunate circumstances. But anyway, on to the back. Really, I'm trying with like lat pull down. I'm trying to aim for my lower lats, because I have very high insertion, lats, and yeah, it may be good for some things, but I'm trying to fill out my back. I'm trying to, make it look bulky and stuff. So by doing lat pull down, I just see it as, at least I'm putting in that effort and everything, to build up my back a lot more, because I used to look like a T shape instead of a V shape. So yeah, that was a very weird point in my life. Call it a T taper, and it definitely wasn't enjoyable, so to speak. But yeah, just trying to create that V shape with my lats and everything, and I think I've fairly achieved that. But yet again, gotta keep going. Can't be slacking on the back, because I want to look extremely good from all the back poses. So yeah, I mean, my main critique of my back is that it's very flat, in terms of stuff. So like, I feel like Flat Stanley. If you're British, you would have got that reference, but if you're American, I don't know if you've ever heard of Flat Stanley, but he's basically a kid that got squished and is basically 2D. So yeah, just trying to build up that back, make it a bit bulky as well, which I do rows after this, which target your traps. And for some people, they don't know where the traps are. Like, the traps are like from your neck to the middle of your back. It's like that center bit, and that's what rows typically target. Which hence why I'm doing rows instead of shrugs now, because I want to target more of my back thickness rather than, you know, just basically adding more to my flat Stanley physique of looking like a sheet of paper, basically. So by doing some rows, I'm able to just, you know, build that, you know, thickness in the back up. So hopefully it works over time. But yet again, using all these mag grips have really helped, because we didn't used to have mag grips before. Probably hence why I really did not like rows, and decided to go for the, you know, shrugs with a Smith machine, because at least I felt that movement, you know. But yet again, you just gotta, you know, go with the flow and everything. But yeah, when it comes to back, I feel like I'm okay for now. But if I want to compete and everything, then I've gotta, like, you know, upgrade my back a lot more. And would I say I have my dream physique? Sort of, but primarily because I can always improve and, you know, stuff like that. And if I get bigger, then that's just a benefit. And that's how I like to see it, you know. I just want to improve as much as I can, and if I can't do any more, then so be it. But that's just life. If you can't go anymore, if you physically fucking can't go anymore, then there's like, what can you do? So anyway, on to some biceps. So we've done the whole upper body, and it'll be legs tomorrow, or today as I'm recording this. But yeah, usually I don't do this kind of split, but I'm going somewhere, as I've probably stated in this video already. So I'd rather, you know, get the body parts stimulated instead of doing them on a day where it's extremely close to, you know, my primary lifting days, which is Monday and Tuesday. Hence, I do my primary squat and bench on Monday, then do my primary deadlift on Tuesday, which I'd rather, you know, get some good results, because I think if you're gonna stick around on my channel, you'll probably find that I do sort of power building. So next week will be week 2 of the, you know, 1 rep bit of this series and everything. So yeah, if you want to stick around, you can stick around. So it's just up to you, because I believe with my shoulder, the bench will be around 115, so 115 kilos. So fairly light for what I've been able to do. Just not enough, so I'm not like damaging myself even further. And then for squat, a single at 200, which will be fairly easy for me. And then I'd say for deadlift, 220, fairly easy for me as well. So, and then I'll go to, then week 3 will probably be around, you know, for deadlift, 235, which is my current PS, but I feel like I'm way stronger now. So, and it went up easy last time, so definitely coming on for, you know, these lifts and everything. And yeah, squat on the week 3 will probably be 210. So, and then I'll move to 220 on week 4. Bench, I think that's, you know, in the air, depending on how good I do. So stick around on the channel. If you've actually made it to the end of this video, please consider liking and subscribing. But anyway, I'll let you enjoy the like posing, and then yeah, enjoy.
Woo!